College football teams began to emerge after the first game ever was played in the history of college football, Rutgers-Princeton in 1869. The final score was 6-4, with Rutgers winning. McGill and Harvard played the first considered real college football game in 1874 under the Boston rules, which is the first connection to the real rules of football. Harvard won with a score of 3-0. Walter Camp is considered the father of modern American football, with his development of certain rules involving the line of scrimmage and the snap from the center to the quarterback, which was changed in 1880. During the last few decades of the 19th century, college football developed greatly, as it went from having only 8 teams in 1880 to more than 40 teams in 1900s. During this period, several major rivalries were spurred.
Between 1890 and 1905, 330 college athletes died as a direct result of football injuries. So Teddy Roosevelt organized a meeting with 13 school leaders at the White House, which resulted in the formation of the Intercollegiate Athletic Association of the U.S., later named the NCAA. The NCAA established rules to ensure the safety of players while maintaining the integrity of the game. In 1903, Soldier Field was completed for Harvard University. It was named to commemorate classmates that died in the Civil War. It is the first modern football stadium, and it holds 33,000 people. In 1906, the Ford Pass was introduced, which changed the game tremendously. Later, in 1912, the touchdown changed from 5 to 6 points. In 1923, the Rose Bowl was built and is considered one of the most iconic football stadiums in the country.
Popularity of college football soared to new heights in 1935 after an award was created for the most outstanding player. This award was called the Heisman Trophy. The award was first awarded to Jay Berlinger, a star halfback at the University of Chicago. In 1939, the first college football game was televised on national TV. The game was between Waynesburg and Fordham won 34-7. The game was broadcast on NBC. Beginning in the earliest 20th century and lasting until the 1950s, integrated collegiate teams would bench African American athletes when playing segregated universities. However, this wasn't an established law, leading many to refer to it as the gentleman's argument. After the passing of Brown versus the Board of Education in 1954, segregation in college football was ended.
In 1966, ABC Sports broadcasted a national game of the week, escalating college football rivalries. In the 1970s and 80s, 2 important offenses were developed. The spread offense was one of them, and the wishbone was the other, developed in 1968 by Darrell Royal and Emory Ballard at Texas. Air Force and Army, along with Georgia Tech, are the only college offenses to still use it today. One important player of the era was Bo Jackson, who played at Auburn as a running back and as a baseball player. He went on to play for the Oakland Raiders and the Kansas City Royals. He was one of the first major 2-sport athletes of his time. Another important player of the era was Walter Payton, who played running back for Jackson State and then for the Chicago Bears.
The BCS was created in 1998 and ran from then until 2013. It's called the Bowl Championship Series, and it used a series of computer polls to determine the 2 best teams which played in the BCS National Championship game at the end of the season. BCS was succeeded by the College Football Playoff, which began in 2014. Ohio State University won the inaugural College Football Playoff.